Hello, assalamu alaikum everyone. So what we will learn today is 9-box matrix. I know that there are organizations who are practicing 9-box matrix. I won't dive into much detail about what is a 9-box matrix or how it is implemented. Rather than I would focus a bit of the theme of 9-box matrix, what are the uses of 9-box matrix and how to use it. And I would use the reference of AIHR, Australian Institute of Human Resources. They have a pretty good article about 9-box matrix, and I will share you in a bit. But prior to this, I would like to share that what is Beat of Excel. So Beat of Excel is an initiative from my side to make people aware about Microsoft Excel, its area and scope of uses, because Microsoft Excel is a great tool to analyze your data. And the data is the key for the current world to get ahead with your business. So I would like to spread the good things about Excel, how it is useful, why it is important, and how can we use in our workspace and even in our businesses. So I won't talk much about it. We will see something amazing today, how to develop the 9-box matrix. So let me share my screen. So I would like to have some yeses if you can see my Excel screen, right? So let me share the screen. Okay. Okay. Let me share the screen. Is it visible to all of you? I hope so. So yes, this is the session outline we are looking at today. So I will give a bit of introduction that I have already done. So my name is Mohammad Mehnazuddin Rupam. I am an Excel trainer, and I also work for a company named Aman Bangladesh, which is a German multinational company, and I'm leading the HR function over there. And after the introduction, I would like to show you some details about my upcoming event. So for the HR guys who are watching now, I have a formal training session online on Excel for compensation and benefits professional. So it's planned on July 2nd and 3rd from 7 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. So it's a 7-hour class where I would teach some good techniques to handle compensation and benefits with Excel. Yes. And later on in the next week, in July 9 and 10, I have scheduled training on build automated sales dashboard. I know you are fascinated about sales dashboard and dashboard as well. So you can check into this training and learn about how to prepare a sales dashboard. And after that, on July 8th, we have Mr. Ayman Sadiq with us, who will be talking about how Excel helps for the students in the campus and also the corporates who are in the job or looking for the job. So it's planned on 8th July live from my Facebook page. So there are some amazing trainings coming up, amazing sessions coming up. So keep yourself updated by subscribing or following my Facebook page. Right. So let's talk about 9-box matrix, right? So this 9-box matrix is a very well-known talent management tool, and nowadays companies are using this for succession planning as well. So we have 9 boxes in the grid, and from that we can identify what categories of talents we have in our organization, and based on this we have to decide on how to develop them, what are the actions we will be needing for their future development, and accordingly we can enhance the productivity of the organization and bring the right business result for the organization. So there are 2 parts in the 9-box matrix. One is assessing the performance of an employee, and the second is assessing the potential of the employee. And in the assessment section for both the assessments, we have 3 major things, 3 major ratings. One is, will they have or do they have the low performance or low potential in the organization, or they have moderate level of performance or moderate level of potential within the organization, or they have high potential or performance within the organization. So we have to combine these ratings and develop the 9-box matrix for the organizations, from where we can decide on their future development, what to do with these talents, right? So you can see I have written some things in detail about this. So these are borrowed from actually AIHR, Australian Institute of Human Resources. So I have put the link in this exercise file. So when I will send the email to the registered participant for this session, you guys gonna get this in your inbox, and you can explore further on 9-box matrix. So as I said, 9-box matrix helps us to develop talent and make succession planning decisions. So let's see how can we actually derive this 9-box matrix. So this is basically the template I have designed for you today, so that we can work on the raw data and then actually use the right tool to articulate these 9-box matrix using the raw data, right? So let's get into the raw data first. Okay, so this is the raw data we will be having today, right? So just give me some time. Right. So there are some technical difficulties I am facing, so I'll be back in just 1 minute. Mhm. Sometimes there are technical difficulties in technical trainings, right? So I have faced this problem sometimes. Yeah, that's not good. I hope this is working right now. Okay, I can see this is working. Okay, cool. Let me share the screen again. Okay, so I hope the scroller is now working quite well. So as you can see in the screen, we have the performance appraisal data of an organizations. They have some information like employee code, employee name, designation, department, supervisor name, gender, age, region, and the performance and potential rating. So what these organization did actually, or your organization may do, like we have some kind of performance appraisal system within the organization, right? So in from my experience, I have seen that organizations have like a, the competency based performance appraisal system. So in one part, they measure the operational things, and in other parts, they delve into behavioral aspects. So from that, you can summarize your entire rating into these two major groups. One is performance, and another one is potential. So when you have this performance and potential rating, you can actually make yourself ready for this 9-box matrix, right? So this is our source database. So what we will do, the first thing is to identify the tool. So in our case, we will use Power Query. Okay. So if you do not have the access to Power Query, that means you are using an Excel version prior to 2016. So 2016 onward versions have this Power Query available in Microsoft Excel in the data ribbon, right? In data tab. So get and transform data is the area where you can get this Power Query thing available. So if you are not getting it, you have to use 2016 and onward version. But those who are not using 2016 and onward version of Excel, I still have a solution for you. So just go to my 5 MB Excel class, 5 MB Excel plus YouTube channel, where you can find a video on 9-box matrix that has not used the Power Query tool, rather the simplest tool available in Excel. So you can go to my YouTube channel where you can find this video. But for now, we will be using the Power Query because it allows us to automate the entire process of developing these 9-box metrics, right? So the first thing is, in Power Query, you have to convert your raw data into a formal Excel table. That I already did. So the shortcut to create a table is select your data and then press Control plus T, right? This is the shortcut for creating a table. So you can press Control plus T. This will be converted to a table. And the best practice is to name your table. I have named the table as 9-box matrix. So this is the table name. And we have the ratings available. So we have these ratings available. Based on this, we have to find out which one is low, which one is medium, and which one is high. So we have this performance potential combination that gives us the final 9-box rating. So we have to bring it into this table, right? So step 1 would be to take this entire table to Power Query, then identify which one is low and which one is medium, and based on this we have to combine these two columns and bring it like this, and after that we have to look up the combination in this table and find out the final rating, right? So before putting this data into 9-box matrix, we have to come up with this, right? So this will be the final thing, and then we have to design this template and fill it up, right? Okay, let's do it. I will go to data, select from table/range, but if you are using Microsoft 365, you can right click on your table and select get data from table/range. So it's working, and we are moving to the Power Query editor. So here it is, the Power Query editor. Let me zoom in a bit. So let me share the Power Query screen with you guys. So can you see the Power Query screen? I guess no. Oh, okay. So I guess I need to share the entire screen too, actually. Okay. I hope this is visible now. Cool. So this is the Power Query screen we have. So you can see the entire data is here, right? So now my first task is to identify what this 3, 2, 1 means. So for this, what I will do, I will select this column and go to add column and select column from examples, right? And I will select from selection. And you can see that performance is ticked mark. And now for 3, I will put 3 means low, right? Low. Press Control Enter, as you can see. Then for 2 is medium, right? Press Control Enter. And for 1, it is high. Press Control Enter. You can see Excel or Power Query has identified that what corresponds to what, right? What number corresponds to what rating. So we get it really perfectly. Now I'm confident and click OK. And this is for the performance, right? Okay, performance rating. Okay, cool. And I will do the same for potential. Just do it quickly. For 3, no. For 2, I will write medium. Control Enter. For 1, it should be high. Control Enter. For 3, it should be low. Control Enter. Now it's okay. Great. So now it's done. Now we have to combine this, right? I select, okay, let me write the correct heading first. Potential rating, right? Now we have to combine the performance and potential rating. So let's do it. I will go to add column and select merge column, right? So we have to use a separator, that is dash, because in the 9-box rating table that I have shown to you, which is our final result, has a dash in between the performance and potential rating, right? So this would be our 9-box rating column, right? Okay, press OK. The combination is done. The merging between these 2 columns is done. Now what we will do, we will close and load 2, right? Where we will send this as a table, right? Okay. Now you can see we have a table named 9-box matrix, and there you can see that the merge column is coming up. Now we have to go to our source database again, and then I need to bring this to Power Query again. But look what happened. I have selected performance and potential, but here I can see that potential to performance. So this is not correct. We have to rectify this again. So whenever you face this kind of problem, you did something wrong, you can rectify it. How? You can just go to your Power Query editor again by double clicking on the query that you have created, right? So you can go to this merge column area. Okay, you cannot do anything here, but if you just click on the formula bar you can just change it here. This is very easy coding. The coding calls mcode, so you can just rectify it. So it should be potential and it should be performance, right? Performance, right? The rating is same. It's done, right? It's done, and you can see the reflection here. It's been updated from low medium to medium low, right? Now it should work. I am just clicking on close and load, and it's updated. You can see, right? So it's been rectified. Now we have to bring this potential performance rating data to the Power Query again. So let's go to data, select from table/range. Now the potential performance and the rating table is here. Now what we need to do is we have to look up the last column, 9-box rating column, and bring this stars, right? Stars, high potential, dysfunctional, genius, these rating to here in this query, right? How can we do this? There is a very, very fantastic way to do this in Power Query. So we have to go to Home tab and go to Merge Queries, and we can click on Merge Queries. We can create a new query by selecting Merge Queries as new, but I want to bring the data here in the 9-box matrix. So I will select Merge Queries. You can see this table is been selected automatically because we are merging this rating table query to 9-box matrix. Now I would select the second table, the rating table, and you have to find the common key in both the tables. The common key is potential to performance rating, right? And here we have this, right? Now Power Query is telling that we have 36 rows, and all the 36 rows have found out this rating matched, right? And we are using left outer join, all from first and matching from the second table. So that is quite like VLOOKUP, but in Power Query we can actually look up multiple entries, right? Okay, so now okay, after pressing OK, you can see for medium low it is showing up out dilemmas. Let me check. Rating table for medium low, it is up out dilemmas, so it's absolutely correct. Now that I am very, very confident about the data, I will press on this two-sided arrow here, and I don't need this potential performance. I only need this rating. So I don't need the table name with the column title. So I will uncheck this, press OK. Here we go. We have all the ratings matched up, and for all 36 entries we have this 9-box rating. So this is the final thing we need to come up. Now we can actually delete these data because we no longer need this. So it is a good practice that you remove the unusual column or the columns or the data that you do not need further. So I will simply delete this data. Now the rating has arrived. I will simply press on close and load, and close and load to. You can click on table, press OK. Okay, so let me check the 9-box matrix table. Here we go. We have all the data that is required to prepare this 9-box matrix, right? So we have all the data. Now, the second step to prepare this 9-box matrix is to create a pivot table that would help us preparing a report from where we can feed this template, right? So what we will do, we will select this table and go to insert and select pivot table, right? So you can create the pivot table in the existing worksheet, right? Or in a new worksheet. So I want to create this pivot table in an existing worksheet. So I will select this and you have to mention what is the location. So I want to prepare this here, right? Let me say here, right? Okay. Now you can see that the pivot table field list here, and we have all the fields or the control panel of pivot table here, right? So what I will do, I will actually I will actually, okay, click on to, okay, which one? We have this ratings here, right, in the rows area, and I will bring in the employee name in the values area so that I can see that how many employees are bad hires, how many employees are core players, and how many are dysfunctional geniuses, high performers, high potential. Okay, so that I can easily identify, right? Okay, so now let me just go to design and do some fine tuning here. So these are count of employees and we have the ratings here, but you can see these ratings are not sequential. So we have to maintain this sequence. We have to start from stars and end in bad hires, right? So what we need to do is we have to make a custom sequence of this, right? Like this. So you can do this by going to File, Options, go to Advanced, go downwards, go to Edit Custom List, and you can select this entire set of data which is sequential. Press Enter, press Import, and you can see all of these are listed here. Now you can just press OK, go to your 9-box table here and just right click, sort A to Z, and it will maintain the sequence. Isn't that great? I hope you guys liked it. Now it's time to feed your data over there, right? So you can put this data as percentage or the real numbers. It's up to you how can you put this data there, right? So if you want to put this number as percentage, just make a copy of it here, right? Go to value field settings, go to show value as percentage of column total. Okay, press okay, and then this will bring the data for you. So I will put the real number in the 9-box matrix. So what I will do, I will simply click on each of the area. So I will just minimize a bit, right? So that I can link it properly. Okay, so press equals, press here. You can see that all of the get pivot function is there. So you can just refer to the cell address. So sometimes it actually helps to generate or link the cell to your template very quickly. So I can do this like pressing equals, and where is my data? My data is in J26. J26. You can see it is highlighted, so you can just copy it, Control C for reuse, right? J26. You can go there, Control V. Next would be J27. Next would be J28. Next would be J29. Next would be J30. Next would be J31. Next is J32. Next is J33. And the next is J34, right? Now we have all the data available here. So my students always ask that how can I control this information, right? So we have to create a control panel or controller here, right? So how can you do this? You can go to your pivot table again, go to pivot table analyze, go to insert slicer. You can actually select department, you can select gender, you can select region. Okay, so this would be my 3 main controllers. So you can pick them one by one. So there is only general management employees available. Okay, we have data for 2 countries, and we have male female, right? Okay, so what you can do is you can just put them to 2 columns. Go to slicer tab and press on the columns. You can select 2, and this will be in 2 separate columns, right? So you can just do some modification. Go to slicer settings, display headers, untick this to hide. You can select hide items with no data. Okay, but I will uncheck it. I want to get these informations, right? Okay, so this could be here, right? For region, we have the departments here. Now it looks good. So let me just trim it a bit. Okay. Actually, you can add something more. So I would like to add some icons here. So I will go to insert and go to icons, because I like fancy things. The more visual interaction you can make with Excel, the better it is. So I will use the new icon icon features that is available in Microsoft 365. You can use it too if you have Microsoft 365. We'll write mail, and I will get the mail icons here. And again, I will go to insert, go to icons, and select female, right? Press on female, press on insert. So the male female icon is here. You can put this here, right? What is the height here? 0.57, right? So 0.57, that's good. You can actually add some colors to this. So these are graphics format. You can add blue colors here, and for male you can use what, this color, right? Okay, now it looks good. Okay, so you can just control your data from here, right? So how many males and females are here and in which category, so you can identify from this, right? And if you have more departments than I do, you can click on the departments and you can see the reflections here. But as I say in my classes, when you use the slicers, make the slicer connected with your pivot table, right? So to make the connection, you can go to select the slicer and go to this slicer tab and go to report connections, and you will get all the pivot table listed here, and you can just put a tick mark or uncheck if you want to unlink the pivot table with the slicer. That is how you can create connection between the pivot table and slicer, right? So the interesting question is what I did here. How did I make this template, right? So I did nothing. You can see that these are basically the cells we have. All are cell related data, right? So what I did is I just went to a blank cell here. I just color it, right? And then I further add colors to it. And then for this area, I added some color, right? For this area, I added a color, right? So that is how I prepared it. But there are more things to it. So you can just write like this, stars, okay? So you can align it, change the font color from here. I use Trebuchet MS, and you can make it bigger, and you can write this. This is written in a hard-coded way, so you can just write it here. Okay, high professional. I can borrow this. Okay, no, let's not just borrow. Okay, you can make it bigger. Oh, it should be black, right? You can make it bold. So that is how I prepared this, right? However, I have added some interesting things in this 9-box matrix. So these star performers means they are high professionals, and these people are high flyer as per the 9-box matrix. So we have to focus on them very, very sensitively. So to further, develop them, I have put some extra information to my 9-box matrix. So what it is, you can see that we have to stretch them so that they can master the current role and is ready to accept new challenges. So next steps to provide them greater scale and or scope for a new assignment, which will stretch them in a significant way or will provide new or missing skills. And the retention is critical. So I have provided some additional information to each of these metrics, so that whenever your top management or the decision makers see your 9-box matrix, they get additional information from it, right? So how can you create something like this? So I have put this I icon here. So you can simply write I here. Let me just make it white. Yes. And then you can make it a bit big. Then instead of Calibri, you can use Webdings, right? So this will bring in this I-like or information-like icon. So there are lots of things you can do by using your creativity, right? So that is how you can actually create this. So after creating this, I have used this data and data validation actually, right? Click on this data validation. So instead of using the settings area, I have gone to input message. So I write what? Stretch. And I wrote something interesting here, right? So that your top management or decision makers get the clear roadmap from the HR department, right? So remember, it has a character limitation, so you can not write an essay here. So write it very briefly, but give the proper insight here, right? So click on OK. Now it's ready, right? Isn't that amazing? How can you use this data validation technique to provide more insights on your 9-box matrix, right? And then you can link this more details, right? So I have hyperlinked this, so I will just edit the link now. So you can remove the link or edit the hyperlink. So I will edit the hyperlink so the details can be get from the 9-box matrix here. So you can press on OK. I will borrow this formatting from here to here, right? Now click on this. This will redirect to the whole data set from where you can find the actual name of the employees, right? So that is how I developed this 9-box matrix, and you can get the proper message of or the definition of each of this category or boxes from my 9-box matrix. Okay, so I have just written these very, very clearly so that you can understand by seeing the headings and get the development plan from the information icon here. So now the last thing what I do is I have some additional data here. So you can see that in my 9-box matrix, I have shown the information of Australia and Bangladesh. Now I have some additional data from my business unit in New Zealand, right? So what I will do, I will simply copy this. Control C, copy, go to source database. I will go to the end of the table, and in row number 43, I will simply paste the values. You can see the table has absorbed my new data, right, for the New Zealand. Now I will go to my 9-box matrix here. I'll go at the bottom of the table. You can see there is data from Australia. Now I will go to data and press on refresh and select refresh all. You can see the New Zealand data is been added here. Isn't that magic? Now you can go to your 9-box matrix and go to your pivot table here. The number is 7 here, right? Because we have some filter. Let me just remove the filter. Okay, it should be 36, right? It is 36. Now what I will do, I will go to pivot table analyze, go to refresh and select refresh all. It has added the new data and it has added the New Zealand data. You click on it, it will bring the data to your 9-box matrix. Isn't that amazing, guys? I hope that you have enjoyed the session, and yeah, I really appreciate your time, and I request you guys to please share this so that many people get to know about this, they use it, they get the benefit, and their organization get the benefit out of it. And share my Facebook page link as well, so that you and your references get update about my upcoming events and upcoming training on Excel, and they upgrade and excel them, right? So see you in the next event. I will send you the exercise file and the solve file to your email address through which you have registered using the Google form. And till our next meet, thank you very much. Look forward to see you my next event. Yeah, bye-bye. Take care.